we are by no means professional or licensed mental health experts
or apprentices
of any kind. So please, if you do have any kind of mental health issues, psychotic breaks, want to hurt yourself or others, please don't, and contact licensed specialists. Or if you can't have access to them, contact the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988. I say again, if you don't have access to a licensed professional, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988.
There will also always be links in the description, so you could also find different resources for different avenues to help.
Okay. So on this road less taken, I'm petty rich.
Small man?
I don't have much of a subject matter, just more so concerns. Because as much advice as I give,
yeah,
I would like to receive feedback from the people that I'm trying to reach out to, because at the like we say every podcast, I'm not a professional. I'm just like everybody else out there trying to find some healing out here. And it's a lot going on right now. As a man, as somebody who's trying to figure it out, it's not always going to be willy-nilly okay, right?
No.
And despite every day being a building block towards, better and quality mental health, there are always going to be some days that weigh heavier than others. And, and my thing is right now, I just feel like a lot of men out there suffer in silence.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've come down this time in our lives where a lot of us don't have an idea of why we do the things we do, and it doesn't really get appreciated or vindicated.
Right.
So it's and then not to mention on the other side of that spectrum, people are getting older. And with that, people that they know are their loved ones, and people they knew in their lives are starting to pass.
Yeah.
It's, grief is a motherfucker. It's something else.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, I would say. And then we're in a time of the year where things get a bit nostalgic. You may not be in the same mindset you were when this time of year came around when you were younger.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean the feelings go away.
Those always remain.
Yeah.
There's times where they're louder, and there's times where they're just kind of there in the background, humming along. But
yeah.
You feel them, you sense them, and they have you react in a certain way, and it's, I don't know, it's a weird thing to live. I don't know. I wouldn't even call it a thing. It's just always there, and you always have to find a way to navigate through life with it.
It's a void for me.
A void?
Yeah, it's like you knew it was there, but it's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was there, but it's not there. It's I guess you I'm pretty sure a paraplegic would feel what I'm talking about right now, because
no pun intended.
No pun intended, because I don't know if this applies, but if phantom pain is real, bro. Like for me, it's more on lines like I'll call my dad's old number still. I'll still talk about people in present tense. Like they were just there.
Yeah.
Like,
is that deliberate, talking about them in a present tense? Or is it just
it's like they were never gone. Feel like sometimes they were just like they just left out the door type thing.
Right.
But yeah, it's a phantom pain, bro. Like, it's just, you think they were just right there. I just called them. I just did this, but you didn't. But you swear you did.
Yeah.
So you get yourself in a place where it's just, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, but, and the only thing I can think of is like a phantom pain.
It's like, I didn't ask for this type of nostalgia, man. That's what it feels like. It's like people are like how everything's all sorts of nostalgia has been rebranded, repackaged, and sold to us lately. But this is like, well, like what you're talking about kind of reminds me of that, except it's not something that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah, it's
And I'm not trying to trivialize it, but
no,
that's just kind of like the theme that's kind of like coming together right now when you're talking about it. It's just like,
yeah, it's just a lot of good memories wrapped up in things that I don't see to be the truth now.
right.
You know, I've come upon a lot of new truths in my life, and it doesn't make the feelings and the experience I had in ignorance
Mm-hmm.
less real.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people who were in those memories are no longer here,
Mm-hmm.
or are no longer in the capacity that they were then. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. Growing older means coming to terms with a lot of the things that consistently changes in your life, and finding, and that's why they tell you to find reason in yourself. And this is why I tell you to go and do this for you, not because you can't do it for somebody else, because at some point it may be nobody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, life is funny like that. You know what I'm saying? Like what happens when the people in your life that you're doing it for aren't here no more? Then what you doing it for? Right? Like, don't get caught in that. Like, trust me, you don't want to get caught in that shit. You want to find a reason within yourself to do something while the people that you care about are still around, so that when you want to do something for you, it becomes easier to do because you chose it for yourself in spite of what you want to do for people. You got to find something for you, man, because as soon as you lose those things, what anchors you to this world? You know, like, people don't want to think about that shit because it hurts. Because it's something you have that you don't want to think about losing, but you're going to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me wishing shit on nobody. This is something as old as time.
Right.
Loss, death. What you going to do when the people that you want to do it for are no longer amongst this world? Your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your uncles, your aunties, your nieces, your nephews. God forbid that happens, but that shit happens every day. So if you ain't got nothing inside of you to pull yourself up, where you going with it? Where are we going with it? What does it all matter if you're not gonna do it for yourself? If you're gonna do it for someone else, that means you put your whole life basis on somebody else's lifeline that you have no control over.
That's fucking wild when you put it like that.
Like, you put a time limit on your own ambitions.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it for them and not for you, and God forbid they go meet him early, then what? We gotta,
another fucked up turn of events to fucking navigate through.
You know, we so busy, we so caught up in our mortality that we forget about these things about ourselves, that it's bigger than just haters and bigger than just doing you and all this self-love shit. It's about being able to carry on the legacy in spite of not knowing what's ahead, or not even having the desire to move ahead.
Yeah.
You got to have something that's bigger than yourself and those around you to push you forward. But we ain't got that in this society. Why do you think suicide rates are so high?
What if then, if someone does find themselves in that position, what if they turn to giving their time, resources, whatever, to community outreach?
It has to come from within, bro.
Well, that's what I mean. If they find the will within to do better, even in the face of whatever shitty cards life dealt them, to be like, I'll help the community around me if I have nothing.
If you can get past that darkness,
right? Because I mean, like you said, there's a lot of people around us in fucked up situations. There isn't that many resources for men that need help when they are on hard times. What if someone would use that as a means to deal, or to...
You gotta find something bigger than yourself, in the sense of going for it. because when you put yourself in a, because it all comes from within, but even we have limits, right? Just as much as people have limits.
Right.
So you got to go beyond your own personal limits and find something bigger than yourself worth moving forward for. Because I've said this before, we gotta start setting plans that may not come into fruition in our lifetimes. A lot of the things that we want may not be seen in our lifetime. Moses died, never touching foot on Israel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he led them out of Israel, and he led them for 40 years and wasn't allowed to step foot in the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we gotta believe in a plan that's bigger than ourselves. Sometimes we gotta do things that may not come into fruition in our lifetime. Sometimes we gotta accept we're just a cog in the fucking wheel.
Yeah.
But it's too much for a lot of people because everybody feels like they're the main character in their own story. Nobody wants to be forgotten.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be the catalyst. Everybody wants to be the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to be the results of. It's scary because it feels trivial.
Yeah.
But how do building blocks work? Brick by brick.
Just gotta start at the foundation and go from there.
People, and you know what I'm saying? When Christ told Peter that upon this church I'll build this rock, Peter was like, "What is this? What is he talking about?
Yeah.
The whole gates? No. His words. We get it. It wasn't for him to get it. Not in this lifetime. It was for him to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta, as men, we have to find purpose beyond the borders of our thoughts, the borders of our feelings, and expand on a way that may seem trivial at first and even beyond your grasp. But if we don't, we're gonna be lost in our self-loathing. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know, if we're gonna do it like that, why not put our life into making ourselves building blocks for the next one?
Yeah.
Is it if we feel the way that we always feel with the things that we go through, why are we so desperate to be great? Why not just set our brick and be about it?
I think it has to do with people's perception and be like, who's gonna remember a brick?
Who's gonna remember a self-loather?
People that like to fucking throw pity parties or whatever.
Right. You know, like my thing is that at least the brick is despite people remembering it or not, is upholding something bigger than itself.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how you look at it or how I look at it, without that brick is a piece of a whole.
Yeah.
Whereas self-loathing is to the ether.
Do you think the whole victim mentality trend that has been going on, is that going to pass?
No. It's too much pride and lack of accountability. You know, everybody too busy wanting a savior.
When they have to save themselves.
You know, to a degree.
Yeah.
I believe in a savior, but on this superficial level, no.
Yeah.
I believe our souls need saving. I do believe that. But as far as our purpose in life and stuff like that, that's on us. That's on us. Like like life isn't grand for me, but I know it's on me to make something out of it. It was given to me.
Right.
If anybody interferes with that life on a spiritual level, that's where my savior comes in for my rescue.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the things that I need to do, I do it. I do what I need to do. This is me though. You know, I'm not trying to be no zealous, but when I talk about things bigger than me, this is what's bigger than me.
Right.
Whatever's bigger for you, go for it. You know, don't use my faith to be an excuse for you not to take action in your life and to find purpose in your own life. You know what I'm saying? I want to make that clear. If you think that I'm just out here Bible thumping on you, then that's on you. But don't use me as an excuse to deny the fact that you need to find purpose within yourself. That you need to find purpose outside of what you want to do for other people and how you want other people to see you. Because what happens if you go through war and the whole town dies and you're the last survivor and you were talking about I'm gonna show them I'm that guy.
Yeah.
What then? I'm talking crazy, yeah. But the refugees come over here every day. Sound like war is not that uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People running away could lost everything, having to come out here find purpose again. We gotta dig deep. We can't keep putting our ambitions, goals into, oh, I'm gonna be this guy so I can get a wife. What if you never get a wife? Oh, I want to do this so that my mom be proud of me. What if she never proud of you?
Yeah, it's a fucked up mom.
Straight up, or she passed away.
Yeah, there's that. Like you said, there will be some people that won't be able to see the fruits of your labor.
Right. So what happens to your purpose when it doesn't get the vindication that you desire from other people?
That's what is it? That's life's emotions. That's life's. It's gonna happen. It's a test. As fucked up as it sounds,
It's a choice.
it's a choice test, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Exactly. It's all the above. It's something that we need to consider as men. What is worth putting on that? What is worth bearing? What is that weight worth the burden?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because as men, we got to take in a lot. So as men, we need to find ourselves in a position to take heed and control of our agency, bro. Or the society will do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do that, or because it's so easy to lose your way when you don't have nothing inside of you to bring you forward. You gotta dig deep. Got to. You gotta disillusion yourself with everything in this world, because everything in this world that's man-made dies, alive or otherwise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually that computer gonna die. Eventually this microphone's gonna die.
Yeah.
Eventually these headphones are gonna die. Right?
There could be an earthquake in this whole fucking building. Just
not even an earthquake.
Right.
Time. Anything man-made. Like this is gonna rust.
Yeah.
The earthquake-proof beams gonna rust. The things are gonna brittle. It's gonna do it on its own without nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's what people refer to as entropy, right?
Anything man-made dies.
Right.
Unlike a tree die, a seed falls, and another tree comes in its place.
Yeah.
This building falls, it falls. You know what I'm saying? Unless that person who designed this is alive, still making buildings like this,
right.
This is it for this.
Yeah.
Just like a man, right? Everything has its purpose, bro. Entropy has its. The way we beat entropy is through reproduction, procreation,
mm-hmm.
reproducing ourselves. We may die, but we live through our legacy.
Yeah.
But what does legacy mean? In a time where more and more men are becoming more unmarried and more with unchildren.
Right.
That's where that's where purpose come into place. You got to solidify yourself into a purpose.
It's reminding me, the marriage thing reminded me of something that we touched on. We were discussing through IG Messenger, the self-sabotage that comes along with fucking around in open relationships. Like that's, I think, another symptom of people being like led astray or misled in general, just thinking that something positive will come around from fucking around with like multiple people at once.
Well, because
giving people passes, I should say, too.
Because a lot of people don't give themselves enough credit. it goes back to you,
Mhm.
right? Because a lot of people feel in a sense that they're not probably worthy enough, or they don't have everything that would make for a complete package in a man or a woman, and they probably and vice versa, right? So if people were more confident in what they bring to the world, I feel like they'll be less inclined to wanting to share.
Mhm.
You know, but then again, we live in a world of 8 billion people. So that may also not be true. You know, people might just like to share. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm rather greedy. I'm not trying to
admittedly,
share.
I'm a monogamous person. And even if I had room for polygamy with other women, it doesn't seem like my style.
Really?
You know, because that's a lot of responsibility. Like, if we get the harem mentality out, it's a lot.
So you got to deal with their
That's,
own
you know what I'm saying?
personalities and
Right.
quirks and shit like that.
You know, and then people don't even considering like inheritance.
Right. How are you going to split that? If anything, that's just going to cause more chaos.
Right. Like if I have kids with all three of them, who gonna get my shit? It's only one of me.
Right.
So
We're going to do it the old fashioned way, fight to the death.
so, you know, it's just you know, like I look at polygamy, polyamory, any poly lifestyle as like nation building. Like if you're not out here trying to build a nation or build a sovereign stance on your life where you just, you know, and you ain't got the money for that. I just find polygamy to be a bit irresponsible.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, not a lot of it. It's circumstantial at best. You know, like I would have to really know the situation for me to be like,
Have you known anybody that participates in that lifestyle?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Were
Like,
there positive outcomes or did it?
I mean, like I've heard on about what they say and stuff. It has nothing really to do with me because again, I'm monogamous. So when they talk about it, they seem pretty cool about it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like you know,
I'm just morbid curiosity because
just
I know I've never known anybody that participated in that.
I know about 3 people.
Mm.
I just don't feel drawn to being polygamous. I've been asked by some girls about polygamy,
Right.
and I was like, no. I'm not really trying to put on. It's just a lot, bro. Like again, it comes back to knowing yourself, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it just doesn't feel like something I would want. You know, like I'm getting headaches now from just dealing with something. Like it's it's a headache, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but it's cool. Anyway, I gotta end it. I think that's it. I don't have much else to say. I know today what didn't really have any subject.
It was a bit more free flow.
Yeah, I just was for the most part, to be honest, venting.
And that's okay. Sometimes that'll happen from time to time.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I appreciate everybody who with any kind of loving comments or even critical comments. I would take it all and for the most part try to learn and take in what you guys tell me, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and say it one more time. We're not mental health experts or licensed experts. We have no degree or any kind of training in this field. We're just enthusiasts in this pursuit of mental health. If you require any kind of immediate mental health, please contact your local therapist or licensed mental health expert. And if you don't have access to that, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988. I say again, if you feel like the need to hurt yourself or others, contact the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988. This is The Road Less Taken. I am your co-host, Petty Rich.
Small man.
And you have a wonderful weekend and talk to you later.
Take care.